shit. There we go.
Streamed game, and I put Dungeons and Dungeons.
Sometimes that's all you get.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
I said I was changing my game over, and I put Dungeons and Dungeons.
Nice.
I'm a goofball.
You goofy. Will Big Bad be also broadcasting?
I will be in just a second.
Okay.
Ugh.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little excited.
Me too.
D&D is always fun. Even my Roll20 app says first time, huh?
What's that?
My Roll20 app, like at the top of the page, it says first time, huh?
Oh, okay.
That's
Even though it's
'cause
not.
That's the campaign that I named.
Oh,
They know.
So is it Quadira?
Kadira with
Kadira.
a K.
Kadira.
Even though it's a Q.
No last name, just
I
Kadira.
have, she does have a last name, but she's not quite ready to give it up yet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Neck and I were working on our backstory last night for our two characters, and we figured that Neck is a mischievous guy. Actually, Killian Swiftblade is mischievous, so he's always stealing things and doing things that are getting him into trouble. And just by pure chance and happening, he happens upon Zephyr in multiple instances, and they just become traveling companions.
You know, sometimes when you meet someone, you just click and you know.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna kick the stream off, and then I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna jump straight into the previously on, and I've got a little spiel to read for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna pick up where the cliffhanger was.
Pretty much where you left off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
So let me. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna deafen myself, and then when I undeafen, I'll start my spiel.
Okay.
I was gonna say you don't have to. I mean, I'm. Whatever you say is gonna happen, or unless it's like audience. Oh, never mind. He already done. Never mind.
How do you have your layout looking back for your stream?
It's gonna be. I mean, as soon as I go live, I'll show you. So it's gonna just have. So I'm kind of on the fence because I could broadcast my actual face where my character token is, in the bottom left.
Right.
And I'm wondering if I keep my face cam up or just drop my face down into there. So I'm kind of torn.
Just leave it up.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave my face cam up and just
People love seeing you.
roll with that. There we go. That's so
Previously
cool.
on Big Bad Evil Game, starring Nexon's Nerds. As Killian Swiftblade enters the dimly lit inn with his traveling companion, Zephyr Nightshade in tow, he quickly surveils the room. The tracks have led the party here, to this very building. Even after a week's ride on the trail, the rogue still hasn't lost his edge, immediately picking up the scent of an equally travel-worn group sitting at the back table. Cautiously approaching the group to get a better read on them, Killian keeps his guard up as one of the hooded men confronts him, brandishing a sharp, nasty-looking dagger. With a foolish thrust, the assailant misses his strike, giving Killian the opening to quickly dispatch the man. This only draws the wrath of the thug's companion, a large man that towers over even Zephyr, who watches from the corners of the inn, ready to jump into action. A crossbow bolt sails towards Killian from the brutish thug, striking him in the shoulder, deep, but not fatal. In the following moments of thrusts and fire, Killian and the thug are both knocked to the ground, defeated. Then a mystical and powerful burst of light erupts in the inn as a third individual reveals her face from behind a hood. The energy from her walking staff engulfs Killian, bringing the bloodied and burnt rogue back to consciousness. "It's about time you two showed up," the healer says.
It is about time you two showed up.
Hey, you! Long time no see. As Killian looks towards Zephyr with a conveyed look on his face, having no idea who this person is.
Have you been spying on me? I don't believe we've met before.
So you have not met before. However, now that you're face to face, you quickly recognize that these were the two individuals that you, Kadira, and Charaz, the researcher, had hired to act as your escort back to Charaz's tower. And up the current session, Charaz also gets up from the table in the back of the bar, and he introduces himself to both you, Killian, and Zephyr. And he goes into a bit of detail on how both he and Kadira had met up with their would-be escorts just outside of Brynworth. And they had identified themselves as you two, Killian and Zephyr. They seemed to match the description of the individuals that would be escorting them, so they didn't really pay it any mind. And they began to follow these two men towards the town of Woodrest. It wasn't until about the third day of traveling when Charaz and Kadira began to have their suspicions. They'd try to bring up small talk with the men, and they were very standoffish. They didn't really seem to know what Kadira and Charaz were speaking of, which was curious because they had hired them to be escorts for a recovery mission of sorts. And it seemed like they didn't really have all the information that they should have. And that kind of culminated into, on the fourth night, as they drew closer to the village of Woodrest, the two men turned on Charaz and Kadira, holding them at sword point and ushering them into the Wolfhead Inn where you all now stand. They took Charaz and Kadira into a back room, told them that if they made any noise that they would kill them both, and then they stripped Charaz of a key, presumably to his tower, which were given to a pair of men that they met in the inn, who then rode off in the night. And Charaz has his suspicions that probably ransacking the place now as they speak.
The tower is not far from here.
Well, the tower, unfortunately, is better part of a day's journey still.
Oh,
Um,
how long ago did they steal that key?
that was at the
So would you
probably
say Killian and Zephyr passed these two men as they were entering the inn?
no, you wouldn't have. So you had been making your way northwest to the town of Woodrest, and this inn is on the way.
Okay.
So it seems what happens is, or what happened is, these two individuals posed as you, who were you two, Killian and Zephyr, who were going to meet up with Charas and Kadira
Hmm.
to function as their escorts. Case of mistaken identities that went awry.
Mm.
And the individuals brought them to this inn, and then they gave Charles's key to a pair of what you assume are their accomplices.
Okay.
Um,
And we're talking about
and
in the terminology of they is the two men we just dispatched.
correct.
Okay.
Yes. So those were the two that had pretty much kidnapped Charas and Kadira and were kind of holding them prisoner on the road.
Okay.
They Charas and Kadira both mentioned that while they were traveling the day before, they had noted that there were some riders probably about 8 to 10 miles behind them down the trail as they were cresting a hill. And the Charas can only assume that that was you two. And for the rest of the day, their group traveled at a quickened pace so that they could get to the inn faster. And that
these
put a
individuals, did they already know the identity of Kadira and Charas?
it
beforehand?
seems that is definitely the case, yes, because they knew.
Okay.
It
So this
seems
was
like they knew
intentional.
who that seems like it, yes. So they put a good 12 to 14 hours distance in between you two to get Charas and Kadira to the inn quickly. At which point seems like they met two of their companions in the inn, turned over that key, and then they were going to hold you in the inn, probably until you guys got here.
Gotcha. So
And then they would
so essentially right now what's unfolding in between or in front of Killian and Zephyr is we didn't really have an idea of who or what we were meeting or tracking. We were simply making our way to I guess have a meeting with Kadira unknowingly Kadira and this pretty much this chaos is kind of like, you know, unfortunately just all this has happened in between us actually
Right.
making the meeting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so really, you had been hired to function as their escorts, and you were instructed to meet them outside of Brynworth. And when they never showed up, you kind of began snooping around, looking around, and
What was the name of that place?
the place that you met or were supposed to meet Kadira and Charas was Brynworth, Brynworth. And you knew that you were going to be headed towards
What's the old man's name again? I'm sorry.
Charas, Chariz, and you were going to be escorting them, both him and Kadira, to Woodrest. So when they didn't show up outside of Brynworth, you kind of got the suspicion that they probably left without you, and you were making your way towards Woodrest to try and link up with them.
So we kind of felt that something was awry already. They didn't show.
Either it was awry, or maybe they thought that you were late.
Killian's selfishness was driving him to get the money no matter what, maybe.
That's very possible. Yeah, I can't
Was-
lose another job. So
I was imagining that Stars probably gave them half up front and then half when they meet up, which means a decent amount up front, that's odd that we don't show up to meet them. That would
Right.
be good cause to seek
That
them
would,
out.
yeah, because we both have 10 gold in our pocket right now. So yeah, I definitely want more gold.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna try and drag you over here.
And why did we travel to Woodrest once we realized that they were not at Brynworth?
So I guess our meeting with Charas was the fact that we were going to escort to Woodrest, so we didn't see them there at Brynworth. So we know the end location, so we're kind of like traveling down the path to Woodrest in hopes of. So where is this inn located at?
This is on the road to Woodrest.
Okay.
So
What was the inn name? Sorry, I missed the end.
Oh, sorry. This is the Wolfhead Inn.
Wolfhead.
And to its
Wolfhead?
namesake, the Wolfhead Inn. When you look above the bar, even though it's a deer on the tabletop,
It's a wolf.
it's a massive, massive direwolf.
Direwolf. Okay.
Cool.
Oop.
There. Now there's only one dice on the table.
You can
Well, out
click
of the
it,
way.
and it should go away.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
actually,
really?
Yeah.
if you
click
actually
it.
Oh.
click the dice, yeah, it'll go away.
Cool.
So as you
Okay.
can see, you've got a couple dispatched bodies that you dealt with last time, and you've now got Charas.
Okay. So
The wizards should be able to go.
Look at this guy.
there's
So
Charas. Okay.
Yep. So that's the old man that you saw when you first walked in that had 3 hooded companions sitting in
Gotcha.
the same booth with him.
And the first one was obviously the one that I quickly dispatched from his mistake.
Yes.
And then, okay, I see. Okay. All right, so we dispatched him. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, Killian's gonna be kind of awkward in this situation because he kind of doesn't understand why we finally showed up. Again, looking at Zephyr, saying, "Hey, finally, nice to meet you," but signaling to Zephyr like, "I have no idea who this is."
I'll warmly greet both of them with a handshake and be happy, very happy to see your faces finally. Being held at
Okay.
sword point by these bandits was not really what I was looking forward to.
It's good we
and
made it in
then
the nick of time.
it it is. I will make it like a brief encounter
Okay.
with both Killian and Zephyr, and then I'm gonna move over to the bar, to the patron of the bar, and try to explain what just happened and that these two are the heroes of the day, and that these bandits were trying to kill me and my companion, just to kind of calm, because there's 2 dead bodies on the floor. If you'd like.
Yeah, he's the barkeep has kind of retreated back into the kitchen area, where one of his
Bar
pretty much
wenches.
his bar wench had ran in when she started screaming because she just saw 2 men get killed in the bar. And he's kind of standing in the door trying to console her a little bit. And he seems a little gruff. And he's, he says, but it would have probably been a little better if you'd had handled this outside of the establishment.
I do apologize for that, good sir, but my companion and I were being held by knife point, and things escalated quickly. We will take all care to get these bodies outside of your establishment. We very much apologize.
While she's got the attention of the innkeeper, and essentially the attention of whoever is else in the inn, Killian's gonna go ahead and start rummaging through some pockets. Try
This is the way.
without necessarily like drawing attention to himself. Do I have to roll
Okay.
for any kind of success or anything like that?
Well, you're trying. So you're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it without being noticed.
Okay, sure. Give me a. So you're kind of standing over the body of the big
The big guy,
big guy.
yes.
So give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. I have a +3 on sleight of hand. So is that a 20?
Yeah, just roll a d20 and then add your sleight of hand modifier.
That's gonna be an 8.
Okay. You kind of and maybe Killian's, moved over because Kadira's said, we'll take care of the bodies. So, Killian, I don't know if would you be giving, or sorry, Zephyr, would you be giving Killian a hand? Maybe trying to like pick that body up to take it outside.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll
Absolutely,
say
I'll pick up the body just because I feel for the barkeep and I want to clean up the mess that we just made.
Yeah. So we'll say that you're both trying to focus on getting this bigger guy's body out of the bar and away from the patrons.
Okay.
And Killian, as you're like lifting up the legs, you're also like moving your hand up towards the guy's belt. You
Mhm.
see like a small coin purse.
Okay.
And you go to start to fiddle with the strap, the little leather tie that's holding it on. And unfortunately, maybe it's just the intensity
rush
of the
of
fight
combat,
that just
yeah.
happened. The adrenaline rush. You just fumble those fingers, and that coin purse just falls to the ground and just clatters, and dozens of silver coins start rolling all over the bar. Most of them falling in between the wooden floorboards.
Oh no.
Beyond any hope of recovery.
Okay.
And the barkeep distinctly, because most of the patrons have left at this point, there's really only just the crackling of the fire that's starting to die out, and now the tings of silver hitting the floorboards. The barkeep looks over at both of you and says, "You could at least take them again out of the bar before you desecrate any else."
You're
Bodies aren't
right.
even
You're
cold
right.
yet.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Zephyr looks at the barkeep and says, "Well, at least you got a tip."
He kind of scoffs at that comment, but then you see him like try to peer over the bar to get a count on how many coins actually landed. Clearly a businessman through and through, trying to determine exactly
Yeah.
if this event was actually maybe profitable for him. And Killian and Zephyr, as you make your way towards the front door with this body, the barkeep does kind of push beside you and goes over to the coins and starts picking them up.
Good.
Okay.
So we're outside now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can move that one body off to the side.
I can't actually. You have to do that. I think.
We
I
can't-
will do that.
I say we throw him over like by the barrels, like prop him up a little bit, make it look like maybe
You
he's
wanna, like,
Throw
put
him
him
in the
over-
bush.
But,
Let's insurance fraud him.
insurance for
there you go.
Are we over there? Then?
I'll
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
need to when you're out of combat in stuff like this. You can just kind of
Move
Yeah,
him
my
there.
immersion.
Okay.
move your characters wherever you want. I'm not. There's no need to
Damn
you
that
know make
barkeepers.
sure that you're.
The barkeepers I should have waited until we got out of here. Well, we got one more body though, at least.
Mm-hmm. And
I'll lend
If
my
you haven't
arm to
noticed-
Do what?
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna lend my arm to Shariz and help him up and lead him out the door as well to leave the barkeep in peace and quiet.
Okay, and Killian and Zephyr, they don't know yet that the key has been robbed from Shara's, correct?
No, he explained that to you
Okay.
while you were
Okay.
while you were
So
talking to the bar.
now we need to look for that key, which is what I think Killian should be focusing on.
So
The keys with the people that we've missed.
Yes, it's got to be on one of the bodies.
no,
No, it's with
Oh,
the
no.
two. It's with the two
Oh,
that
they
have already.
passed it off to their
the
accomplices.
guys
Yeah.
that have like a 14-hour day ahead of us. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna move and try to grab the other body. Is the other body more my height, or do I still need Zephyr's help?
I mean it's a dead body, and it's he's got like leather armor on, and
I mean, I can pick him
So
up by the
it-
feet and drag him out, right? Well, no.
you
yeah.
could, yeah, if you want to do that.
Nah, let's carry him out.
I think we should avoid a potential blood trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The barkeep's already a little upset.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Uh,
you can take his cloak and kind of wrap it around his head and neck, because that short sword wound is pretty
pretty nasty.
nasty.
I'll also like use part of his cloak to kind of like, show an attempt to like clean up the blood that has spilled during that combat, and
Sure.
kind of looks like an attempt to
Sorry about the mess.
show good faith. Yeah. I'm sorry. And then
Yep.
carry the body out.
Yep.
And
We'll move that over to the other bush, the insurance fraud bush.
And while I'm leaving the bar, now we've cleaned up our mess and we've done what we can. We're gonna leave the rest of the bar wench to mop up. I'm gonna toss the barkeep a gold coin, so -1 from me.
Okay. He'll catch it and he'll hold it up and nod to you. And he'll say, if you're not staying the night, then safe travels. Hopefully you don't run into any more of them.
But okay, before I leave the bar, can I ask him if he has anything food-wise to spare?
He looks to the table in back of you and says, well, those meals are already paid for, and I don't think anybody's coming back tonight.
All right, so I'm gonna walk outside of the bar, and I'm gonna tell Killian, I tossed the barkeep a gold coin for all the trouble, and he said that we can help ourselves to any of the food on the tables.
Ooh. Killian, knowing that he has some rations in his bag, is gonna slyly say, "Go ahead and help yourself, big guy," and then he's going to sneak over to the second body into the bush. He's gonna attempt to get some more spoils.
Okay. All right. And you're a half elf. Yeah, so you don't have any problem seeing. There's moonlight out. You've got some, we'll say it's dim light.
Okay.
Out. It's full moon. You go over to the body, and he's got kind of a similar setup. This guy was only carrying a dagger on him, but he also had a coin purse.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay.
All right.
Got a 4.
He's got 4 silver pieces on him.
Ooh. So at this point right now, I can only either take the dagger or the silver pieces?
No, you can take them both if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take the 4 silver pieces and the dagger.
Okay.
And then
The other big guy too, he did have a long sword on him, if anybody wanted to take that.
So would that go in my equipment? Would the extra dagger go in my equipment, or would it go into? Yeah, it would go in my equipment.
You can write it.
What did you get total from this, Nick?
Say again?
What did you get from his? You got 4 silver pieces.
I got 4 silver pieces and a dagger. And what I'm gonna do is this is where I guess my not insecurity, but my lack of reading the room comes into play. I'm just gonna yell loudly, or not. Killian's gonna yell loudly. Hey, Zephyr, the big ass sword over here. Do you want it?
All right, and Zephyr's gonna walk over. He's not gonna use it, but you know what? He'll sell it.
Yeah,
And so
it's
I'll take it
it,
and I'll stuff it in my bag.
it's a quality blade.
And then I'm gonna scurry off back over to the group.
Never
So
used,
where do I add that
only
on
dropped
your?
once.
Mm-hmm. Well, it did
Well, I
strike. It
assure
did
you,
strike the
he
ground.
poked a hole in my cloak.
Yeah.
Where do I add this to my sheet in my equipment?
That's where I put mine. Yeah.
So while you're kind of moving back and forth with the bodies, um, Chara's, kind of laments that the group may steal materials that are relevant to his research, and um, provided that you two are going to continue on with them to the village of Woodrest, that you'd seek out those individuals and return any stolen property. Um, he does acknowledge, though, that uh, both he and Kadira had been riding hard, and presumably you two had as well. And seeing as that they already have such a lead, they've probably already made it to the village and possibly have ransacked the tower. So it's on you whether you want to ride through the night and try to get to the village in the morning. Doing so may be of a small detriment in the form of exhaustion, seeing as you haven't rested yet today.
Right.
But he'd also be fine spending the night at the inn and then traveling fresh in the morning. So it's he leaves it up to you two.
From Woodrest, are there many towns in opposite directions? Or would they probably be headed back this way anyway?
Woodrest is kind of at the border of like the border of the empire. So there's not any real settled towns beyond Woodrest. And you're in a bit of a valley in between two mountain ranges. So unless they're going to be continuing on, um, it's kind of hard to say.
So, I guess this is more in Zephyr's wheelhouse, like, in regards to whether we move forward or not. But I guess Killian would essentially turn to Zephyr and say, I'm always down for whatever. I guess we can maybe rest when we get to our final location.
Well, we have to take into consideration Shars and Kandira. So how are you two feeling?
A little tired. I could ride on. But I think yes, we would be quite exhausted by the time we get to the tower. It's just a couple bandits, we might be able to take them before they loot the tower.
The bandit should be no issue.
So
I say we venture forth.
You got anything
guys can
yeah.
travel.
You got anything that staff that could give us a boost? Maybe uplift our spirits, refresh it, or rejuvenate us?
Well, I can usually keep your blood inside of your body.
Okay. That's
a plus.
Yeah, that's a very big plus. I like having my blood inside my body.
That's good.
So, just so you guys understand, Shauna knows this well. When you become exhausted in D&D, you have varying levels of exhaustion, and the effects kind of start out, not too crazy, but if you get up to so many levels of exhaustion, you can eventually die.
Okay.
Okay.
So right now you've been traveling pretty hard for the last couple days. If you continue on into, to continue riding forward, what will happen is within the next couple hours, you'll get a level of exhaustion. And what that means is you'll just have disadvantage on ability checks. So if you're trying to sneak around or you're trying to make an athletics check, you'll roll 2d20 and then you'll take the lowest roll. So this is just kind of a way to express in game terms that you're just exhausted. You're tired, a little disoriented, you got some fatigue, and it just makes things a little harder to do.
So with that kind of knowledge, I guess Killian kind of pipes up and turns to Charas and says, and asks, how many beds you got in your tower?
He says only one. I live alone.
That's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, that's enough. So yeah, Killian's gonna turn to Zephyr and just give him the acknowledgement of, if we ride, we ride. He's ready to go.
All right, I think we should go.
I agree.
I think the more we wait, the more distance they gain.
Exactly.
And anything that they take from his tower, we won't be able to know where they're at. At least we know that the direction they're heading right now is the tower.
Yeah, and we can try to fight through the exhaustion. If we catch up to them, then if we dispatch them, then we can rest. Right then and there.
Charas does pipe up, and maybe it was just the stress of the engagement that just occurred. He does pipe up and he says, when they were taking my key, I did hear the big guy say to the two people that they met there that they need to move all of the material to the abandoned house. I don't know the exact house they're referencing, but someone in the village may know.
Oh. Okay, so how long is... So they got a 14-hour lead on us. And
we'll say 10 to 12 hours.
10 to 12 hours.
Yep.
And the Woodrest Tower is how far of a ride for us from right here?
You've got about another half a day's journey. So
about a 12-hour ride. So yeah, so they're probably already at the tower.
And they're on horses. Have we been riding on horses as well? Or are we on foot?
So you and Charas were riding on horses, but those horses are gone.
Yeah.
So are the horses that the two individuals that were just killed are gone. So it seems like you four arrived on horses, and the other two took all those horses.
Okay,
and
so
then
we're all on foot now.
And now, well, you and Killian and Zephyr are on horses.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll say that you had two light, riding ponies.
Okay. Can these horses accommodate?
They're ponies, and I weigh 220 pounds.
So Killian can probably maybe take Charas or Kadira. Fuck. Okay.
Does what if I go inside and ask if the barkeep has a wagon that I can purchase from him? Is that possible?
I mean, how much
but
gold?
Like something. I have 10. I have 9.
You have 9. I have 10 gold and 4 silver. This inn is the only structure of civilization near us right now, correct?
Well, no. There's if you look out, there's like a couple small farms nearby.
Okay.
And do any have horses?
You would assume that they probably do. It is kind of late at night, but there were a number of occupants in the bar this evening. Some were getting food, some were getting drinks. So
Now, if we acquire horses, will that lessen our time to wood rest?
it would help expedite it.
Would it help our exhaustion once we arrive too? Would it lessen?
You would still likely you know that it's still gonna be an exhausting journey to continue to press forward without taking
Okay.
a rest tonight.
All right. I guess we could try to hit.
What is the going rate for a horse?
I guess we're gonna have to go find out, man. We're gonna have to go bang on the door and find out if we can buy a horse.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
Now here's the thing. We have 20 gold together, almost 20 gold, 19. And Kadira, how much do you have?
I've got 10 gold.
So together we have 29, and I have this shiny new blade I found on our big guy over there.
It's very sharp, I assure you.
So generally riding horses cost around 75 gold.
God damn.
And as a swordsman, I should know how much this blade should go for, correct?
Yeah, it brand new would probably fetch anywhere upwards of 50 gold.
Okay.
Depending on the manufacturer of it. Used, even in fine condition, but used to a vendor, probably half.
So here's my idea, Nick.
Okay.
Well, Killian. What if we sell our riding ponies, and with the gold from the longsword and our accumulated gold, we trade for full bred horses that can carry 2 individuals each?
How
We
about
would
this? You know
essentially
what?
be
How about
broke.
so? How exhausted am I right now?
You are at the point that if you don't stop for a long night's rest, if you were to continue riding for another like 2 to 4 hours, you would become exhausted.
Okay.
And mind you, we're 12 hours away.
So.
And Zach, I'm sorry, I think I told you the wrong price. The longsword new would be about 15 gold.
Okay,
So we'd
15.
say you could probably get about 10 gold. Well, I'd say you could probably get about 10 gold at a vendor. To a farmer, possibly a little bit less.
So Killian's gonna look at Zephyr, and he's gonna give that look, giving Zephyr, because they've been traveling buddies for a long time. And Zephyr's gonna sigh because Killian's about to do something very risky. I do have +3 in stealth, and I have +2 in animal handling. Is there a way for Killian to essentially steal 2 horses?
You mean borrow, right?
Well, yes. Borrow, because it is nighttime out, so I can capitalize on night. And I haven't gone in full exhaustion yet. It's kind of like because we're gonna push ourselves. I wanna get us to where we need to be as quick as possible, and then either rest or push forward with the least amount of like disadvantage given to us.
Okay. Again, you do see a number of farms in the surrounding area, and you can make out the structures of what you would think are probably barns at a few of them.
Okay.
There would probably at least be ponies, possibly some riding horses available. So yeah, certainly if you'd like to try and find one where maybe some of the nighttime activity at the farm is low, and try to make your way into a barn somewhere, you could certainly attempt to procure a horse or two.
Okay. So Killian's gonna act on that, and essentially just start making his way towards a farmland, leaving Zephyr to either choose to explain what's going on or just shake his head in a slight disappointment of what Killian is about to do.
I guess I'll explain to Kadira and Shar is that Killian tends to do things his own way, even if I disagree. And since we've exhausted our options and we're broke, he's gonna go get us some horses his way. If you get
From
what I
his
mean.
friend that he knows in town. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes. This is going to work out splendidly.
Chara says, "Oh, I didn't realize you were actually local boys."
Killian,
That's right.
Killian, waves his hand in the air and just starts saying, yeah, and just walks off.
Okay. All right. Well, let's. Want to use just Nexon?
What's that?
I'm pulling up some of the maps that I have. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll bring Nexon over here. There's Killian.
All right.
All right, Killian. So you walk probably about half a mile, we'll say.
Okay.
There's it's a single width trail, or well, it's a double width trail, so you can fit a full size wagon on this trail, on the road that you've been traveling on for the last few days.
Okay.
And you kind of duck over to the right side of the wood line to kind of keep out of the moonlight, and you eventually make your way off that main trail down another dirt trail that comes up to a farm building. It's got there's a few fields. You can see a lot of the vegetables that they're growing, pumpkins and radishes and lettuce. There's a number of wheelbarrows outside, clothesline, and on the side of the house you see a small enclosed fence area.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 2 riding ponies in there, along with a number of other animals, like some pigs and chickens and stuff.
Okay. So there's two riding ponies.
Yep.
Okay. And we already have 2 riding. Mine or Killian and Zephyr already have riding ponies. So
Correct.
at the minimum, we just need 2 more riding ponies.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you can approach. You see there does appear to be some candlelight from inside, but if you wait for a few minutes, you don't seem to notice anybody moving around. So you think possibly if anybody's home, they may be asleep.
Okay. So what I would like to do is I would like to essentially position myself still on the perimeter of their stone property line. And I'd like to just observe mainly around the pin and around the main house, looking for anything like animals that could alert the owners and wake them up, dogs or
Okay.
anything like that. So I'm not gonna make any sudden movements. I'm kind of just survey what I'm walking into, and I guess.
You know what? I'm gonna bring
You've got the perfect dog.
Who the fuck's ugly ass dog is that?
What are you looking at?
No, the from last night. Whose dumbass dog is that?
Oh.
Kick it.
All right. So as you move closer to the house, give me a stealth check.
Okay.
So that'll just be a d20 plus your stealth modifier.
That's a nat 20.
Boom.
Okay.
I'm very stealthy.
It's almost as if the shadows are cushioning your feet, like you're walking on clouds. There are branches scattered all over the tree line that you've approached this house with, but you are masterfully bypassing everyone. It is near silent. You would have to be somebody would probably have to be right next to you to hear you moving around.
Okay.
And you get up to a short stone wall, and the animals that are in the pen, none of them have stirred from their sleep. The horses do look like they're still awake, but they have not noticed you at all.
Okay.
And give me a perception check now that you are closer to the house.
And my perception is 6, so that's an 8.
Okay. From where you're at, and while you were walking up to the house, you haven't noticed any dogs or any other guard animals. It looks like the house probably just has this small enclosure for their farm animals. And you see that there's a latched gate about 10 feet in front of you. And the ponies themselves, while they do appear that they're riding horses, they don't have any, they don't have their saddle or bit and bridle or anything, and you can't see any of that equipment currently.
With that being said, currently from my position, I can't see anything. So this isn't my first rodeo. I want to portray that. I do have some rations in my bag, and I do have some rope that could assist me in getting these horses or these ponies together. So what I want to do is I want to sacrifice one of my 1-day rations, which would give me down to 4. And I want to throw it more towards the front porch to kind of double check and make sure from my perception that there is no dogs that could essentially alert the owners.
Okay.
And then obviously I'll prepare the rope for if that is successful to get these ponies.
Okay, so you want to try and make the the ration land on the porch?
Yeah, the front porch area. Usually if there's a dog there, it'll notice the sound that it makes as it hits the porch, and then obviously be drawn by the smell.
Okay. Yeah, you've got it's pretty much just a 1-day brick of dried meats and fish.
Okay.
And you kind of take it out of its little cloth package, and you underhand it over towards the porch, and it lands, lands within about a foot of the porch. It makes a little thud as it hits the grounds and rolls a little bit.
Okay.
You wait a few moments, and there doesn't seem to be any creatures that have stirred because of that.
Okay.
The horses, when they see when you stand up and throw this ball, they kind of neigh a little bit, but nothing that seems to overly excite any of the creatures in the pen.
Okay. With that, I want to, I guess, let me take one of my rations out. Sorry. I want to use the rope that I have with me in my equipment, and I want to essentially. How long is this rope?
Usually the rope is a 50-foot length.
50-foot length. Okay. So I want to quickly fashion two, I would say, I guess new
Yeah, like slip lines.
slip lines, yeah. To accommodate both the ponies, and then I
Yep.
want to, I guess not stealthily, but present a calming approach by hopping over the stone wall and making my way towards the pin.
Okay.
To engage the ponies and try to get the noose or the slip lines over them.
Okay. Yeah, so you can move over to, you can hop over the wall
Okay.
and move over towards the fence line without
Okay.
any sound. And they kind of seem indifferent to you, but as you hold your hand out, give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
We're gonna see how they feel about you.
Plus 214.
Okay. So the ponies, they're just kind of staring at you for a second. A couple of they're eating a little bit of hay that they've got, and you give them the old, and they both trot over to you and kind of nudge your shoulder a bit as you kind of pet them on the head and make it known that you're seemingly not a threat to them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna, as they have warmed up to me, put the slip lines over both of them. And then I'm gonna attempt to jump on one while leading the other one. Actually, hold on. Before all that.
Yeah, so they're still obviously behind a gated fence.
Where's the, I guess, yeah, where's the opening to this fenced in area? That's why I stopped myself.
We'll say it's one down. So
one down? Okay.
We'll say it's right there.
Gotcha. So at this point, I want to make my way to the entrance. And I want to, as quietly as possible, disengage the lock and open this fence.
Okay. Give me one more stealth check.
Okay. Oh, that's 8.
Okay. So you start to unlatch the gate, and as you start opening it up, it goes creak. And it's almost it's like an immediate creak because you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fine. You pull it open about 5 feet real quick, and it's a very audible noise.
How are the animals reacting to this noise?
The pigs start going, they start making some noise.
They're going crazy.
And the horses kind of neigh again a little bit.
Okay.
But they start walking over to you.
Okay.
And you kind of hold your position there, like you kind of freeze like a statue.
Uh-huh.
And a few moments go by. One of the horses comes over and is like nudging your shoulder.
As a bead of sweat drops down my brow.
Like the Key and Peele, just the garden hose pouring down your face. But after a few moments, you don't hear anything stirring from inside the house.
Okay. And the other horse, has it followed the first horse, or is it kind of like in trail with the first horse?
Yeah, they kind of seem. You get the idea that these two horses are pretty inseparable.
Okay. So at
more
this time,
than likely,
so I'm
brother
standing.
and sister.
Yeah, so I'm standing, like in the gateway, holding the gate open, and I have two horses on top of me.
You can be like down, like right here, having opened up the gate. You've got the gate's about 5 feet wide.
Okay.
Or 5 feet open, and they're kind of like right in front of you, like almost like, are we leaving yet? What's going on?
So I'm gonna quickly, I guess, throw my foot into the path of the gate, like holding it in position where it's at. The closer horse, I'm gonna put the slip lead on it. And with my primary hand, I'm gonna kind of like pull the horse towards me a little bit to see if it gives. giving enough room for the second horse to get close.
Yep.
To put the lead on that, and then I'm essentially gonna do that awkward like put myself against the gate and like hold my hands up high, like leading them out the gate. And then if I'm successful in that, I'll hop on one and then I'll be feet down back to the end.
Okay. So you get the leads on both of these. You start leading them out of the gate. The fence stays where it is, probably because it's a rusty old gate, and that noise was all that rust just squeaking against metal.
Okay.
But it doesn't move anymore. And as both the horses get out, they're leading out just fine, no issues. And then you hop on one.
Okay.
And as soon as you hop on this horse,
oh no,
it starts going apeshit.
Oh no.
It immediately neighs and I don't even what kind of
bucks starts bucking.
whinnies. It whinnies.
Whinnies. Okay.
So loudly, the pigs start freaking out in the pen. They start running around like hogs trapped in
how
a
would
cage.
how would this traveling pony sound when it's neighing?
You want me to? Oh, you want me to actually do it?
No, just done. Okay.
It is making all sorts of chaos. Imagine like this is a Bronco that just had its nuts tied off.
Okay.
This thing is just going crazy, and it takes you all your strength to stay on this horse. And it's at that point
I'm gilded into it. Okay.
And it's at that point that the front door of the house swings open, and you see a elderly man. He's got to be pushing like 80, like stereotypical 80-year-old in like the pajama, like the pajama dress, buckled knees, loafers coming out. And he's just wielding a crossbow that's almost the size of him.
Oh, God.
And he says, "You daggone horse thieves, you at it again." And he aims straight at you, fires. But luckily, your horse is bucking so wildly. And you can see him. He's literally like...
He's struggling.
It's swaying. The weapon is swaying as he's walking with it, and he just blindly fires it. And this bolt sails over your head by about a foot.
Oh boy!
And then he drops the contraption to the ground and starts to try and pull back the bow again, and says, "Betty, go get me more quarrels." And what do you do?
So I guess I want to do an animal handling check.
Okay.
It's going to take him. So I look over to him and does the appearance of him reloading this crossbow, does it appear that it's going to take him some time, longer than a normal combat action?
This is a massive crossbow.
Okay.
And you know that even seasoned warriors...
Can Killian imagine Zephyr using this crossbow and then gauge an estimate of how much time he has compared to this whole man?
You think Killian, with all of his training, would only be able to fire one shot a round?
Okay.
Even if he had the ability to fire multiple, the contraption on this crossbow is so intense.
Okay.
That it requires like almost your full action to reload the thing.
Okay.
And this guy is like struggling to even pick it up.
Gotcha. Okay, so I definitely want to focus on calming this pony down.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a animal handling check at advantage.
At advantage?
Yep. So you're gonna roll 2d20.
2d20, okay. 19 and a 2.
Yep. So I think you said you had a +3.
+2 on animal handling. Yep. So that'd be
21.
What is this roll for?
This
Another
is for
animal handling check to try and get the horse under control. You immediately recognize that this horse is not broken in to ride. You're you're immediately in tune with the fact that this horse, if it had been ridden in the past, it's probably been years.
Okay.
But you're able to kind of you tighten the rope around the horse's neck a little bit and give it a tug, and it instinctively responds and immediately just takes off.
Okay.
With you at the helm, towing the other horse behind it.
Okay.
Who was a little caught off guard, and you see its neck like wildly twitch for a second, and then as it struggles to catch up with the now the now sprinting horse that you're on.
Okay.
And within 10 seconds, you are out of sight of this house, and you hear in the distance, "I'm gonna hit you next time, you bastards!"
All right, so I make my way back to the inn. Ah,
Yep. And
Jesus.
within 5 to 6 minutes, you meet your companions back out at the bar or back out at the inn,
Okay.
and with 2 fresh ponies.
So
With
Killian,
admittedly no
no riding
saddles,
gear. Yeah.
but you know,
Hey, so Killian arrives and he's like, "This is the best I could do." Be
like
care-
the horse does the whole like riding in and then just like slams on the brakes cartoon style.
Yeah. Killian kind
Slides about 100 feet.
of Killian hops off. He looks towards the group and he's like, "Hey, this is the best I could do. However, we might need to start making our way to Woodrest as quick as possible."
Of course, with all haste, and it's so nice of your friends to be up at such a late hour. I
Yes.
agree. Let us.
Yes. Mind yourself on this particular pony right here. He definitely is a little rough on the edges.
Does anyone else have animal handling?
I do.
Okay. So you definitely get the feeling that if you are not a very good rider, you do not want to get onto either one of these horses.
Yeah. No.
So I guess.
I'm gonna hold on.
Yeah, I guess the for Killian for his neutrality, he does realize that he looks upon Cheris and Kadira, and I guess they're showing a little bit of a concern at these new acquired ponies in regards to us making our adventure. And Killian knows that his traveling pony is, will accommodate any rider.
Yes. Yep.
So
Oh, you still.
Yeah,
have
you the horses you and Zephyr have, they are while you rented them from the from Brynworth,
mhm.
you know that those are excellent riding animals.
So Killian's gonna kind of like go back on what he just said. He's kind of just gonna hop back on the previously chaosed horse or pony, and
Yep.
he's just gonna say, "You know what? I'll
take this
I'll
one.
take this one. We kind of see each other on the same level, you know."
All right. I like this plan.
Yeah.
I will take this pony.
And perfect. And Sharaz, you can have mine. I'll take the other distraught pony that I'm sure is missing its owner.
Clearly borrowed.
From very
right.
close friends.
So Zephyr, give me a animal handling check when you attempt to mount your bareback pony.
Okay. All right, I guess I'll do it right now. I'm going to get on to my horse where I think we've wasted enough time. Well, not really wasted, but we spent enough time here. So a D20?
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
So I should ask this, Killian. So the horses right now are tied together with the rope. Do you want to cut that rope in half so that Zephyr can control his own horse, or do you want to keep them tied together?
Oh, that's a very good question. Yeah, I think my rope can take about 5 feet cut. So
I
as it
mean, you
sits right
could
now,
cut
they're
it right down. You could cut it right down the half so that you each have about 25 feet of rope. Hold on
so
to the
right
horse.
now the horses are still tied together, and Zephyr has gotten onto the second horse. Like you
Not very successfully, mind you.
well, I think I know where this is going, and I'm gonna leave the horse tied right now.
Yep.
And I want to say I want to see how the horse reacts to Zephyr's presence first, because this horse is as crazy as the one I'm riding. This one is kind of like gone with the flow so far. So I'll leave it tied for right now,
Okay.
and we'll see how it reacts.
So as Zephyr is trying to get onto the horse, probably the lack of a saddle that causes it, but Zephyr gets one leg over the side, and as he's pulling himself up, the horse bucks, and Zephyr just is thrown 10 feet off of the horse and just lands on his ass. And the horse kind of settles down and looks back and gives him one of the I can't even do it.
Could I go over to Zephyr, give him a hand up, and give him a kind word, let him know you got this, and I'll cast guidance on him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So guidance is a cleric cantrip, and what it does is it's going to, the next time you make a skill check, or is it or saving throw, Shauna? Skill check or saving throw?
I think it's just
or just skill check, right? Yeah, because
Yeah, Bless only does saves. Yep.
So when you make your next skill check, you'll add a D4 to it.
Okay.
So you kind of stand up, dust yourself off, head over to the horse, maybe give it a little bit of a pep talk, like this is gonna happen. And
Okay.
you can try to get back on the horse. Give me another animal handling check. And
Oh,
didn't even need it.
didn't even need it. Hell yeah.
So you walk back over to the horse. Killian has kind of held a bit tighter onto the rope this time, seeing as this horse also got a little crazy when somebody tried to saddle it, and either with renewed confidence or a little bit of everybody involved, you're able to jump on the horse and it remains calm. No issues. And at that time, Charles will hop onto his horse. Kadira, you can hop onto yours.
Killian's gonna turn to Zephyr and be like, you want me to leave this rope attached?
And I hop on mine. Sorry.
So no.
Am I muted?
Nope.
Oh, you want me to? Oh.
So
you wanna know if you can
Killian.
cut-
Yeah, Killian wants.
Yeah, I think honestly what it was is the first time I tried to jump on, this little guy hasn't been ridden in a while, so I
Okay.
think after the second time I got on, he's okay with it. So I think we can cut the rope. It's safe to say.
All right. Killian cuts 5 feet off of his rope, or cuts the rope, shortening his rope and leaving a lead for Zephyr.
Okay. Yeah. So you've both got somewhat of a rein now that you can use.
Reins, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. So that you can somewhat guide your horse.
Okay.
And At that point, everybody's mounted on their horse, and the night is still young, as they say, and you head northwest, nope, northeast, onward toward Woodrest.
Yeah, the pumpkins are growing. It's a full moon. Let's go.
We're heading toward Woodrest.
Yep. I think it's a different, but okay. Did I not edit
What
that?
city was Wolfhead Inn in?
It wasn't in any city.
It was just.
It was
out
just
there.
a inn on the way. All right. So, with maybe a quickened pace on the horses, you're able to get into Woodrest a little bit after dawn.
Okay.
And let me share this with you. I think I can.
How long approximately did it take for us to get there?
Took you about 8 hours. However, at this point, you are all dead tired.
Okay. Are the
you know-
horses as well ran into the dirt? Needless to say, like the expression.
They are pretty tuckered out. Yes.
Okay.
By the time you get in, now the horses, you're guessing that they're used to be pulling like plows and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
doing some manual labor. So they're strong, sturdy horses, but they've probably never been ridden for 8 straight hours.
Yeah.
For years.
Okay.
So by the time you pull into Woodrest, they too are fully exhausted.
So
Again,
the
because
trail at the top of the map, is that where we're coming in at, or is that just?
no,
Mm.
you guys are coming in from well, actually, yeah, we'll say that you guys come in from the top.
Okay.
Yep. You had to make your way up the main trail,
Mm-hmm.
which was headed northeast, and then that trail diverted, and just by like maybe half a mile
Brings us
off
down.
the road.
Okay.
Yep, brought you down to Woodrest. And the first building that you see, or one of the first buildings that you see, is a massive 4 or 5 story tower, surrounded by a little kind of a small surrounding building with a red pitched roof, and it is a Chara's. As you're approaching, says, "Behold my tower." It's good to be back, although I'm not very excited to see what may have become of it.
We didn't meet any travelers on the 8-hour journey.
You did not. Nope.
It might still be here.
Yeah. Chara's, while you were on the road, in between the full gallops of the horse, because you can't really. Generally, you
keep
don't
them
want
at
to
a
ride
gallop,
a horse
yeah.
at 8 hours of a gallop. No, it's gallop, and then it's trotting, and kind of a mix of those movements. But Charas says that Woodrest is it's a small village. There's about 60 to 80 individuals that live here. It's mostly trappers, hunters, and lumberjacks. There's a lumber mill that sends lumber down south. Really nice lumber down south to some of the bigger cities, and Brynworth. Brynworth is almost exclusively a lumber city. And then lots of trappers and hunters that live off in the woods. And it exports a lot of pine wood. But he's made his home here, for better for lack of a better description. Due to the kind of like the word I'm looking for. The seclusion, you know, gets him away from the big cities, the big hustle and bustle, lets him really focus on his research. So he studies a lot of ancient history and lore, some of it more specifically around the goddess of healing and life, the goddess Kulina. Say that right? Yeah, Kulina.
Is that a C?
Kulena. It's in fact one of the main reasons that he hired you to act as escorts back to his tower, and with the possible secondary mission of trying to track down an artifact that he's recently been made aware of. Unfortunately, he's concerned at the state of his tower, and if some of his writings and journals are still intact and unstolen, because he had certain descriptions and maps and such on where this item might be located. So as you make your way into town,
Are the horses like in at walk speed right now? Or,
yeah,
or trot?
yeah, you're walking the horses into town.
Okay.
Is that first building there just in front of the tower? Is that possibly a stable?
Yeah,
That's
we'll
the
say
first
that's
field leading in, right?
yeah, we'll say that's the we'll say that's like a town stable.
Okay.
But in the town, Chars notes that there's a small marketplace. There's a temple for Kalena. There's the mayor's house. I also noticed I just called him Major Brent, not Mayor Brent.
Mhm.
There we go. Fix that. And there's a couple family homes that do the bulk of the farming for the community. So while others are, busy in the woods chopping down trees, there's a few families that farm for most of the food and stuff for the townsfolk. So it's very much a tight knit community
Okay.
in terms of who does what, and the town supporting it. Everybody supporting everybody in the town.
Okay. So I guess
Yep.
Kadir, you're kind of like pushing us towards the stable to get these horses like in a rest state.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best idea. And then, I mean, we might have to just sneak into the tower. They might not expect us coming because they expected us to be dead, I'm assuming.
Okay.
If they're in there, they might not know we're coming.
Oh, where did we go?
Don't worry, I got rid of your here. I'm gonna do this. I have a different token for you. That's right. I'm gonna put you guys right there. So that token acts as like your party token when you're
Okay.
walking around town.
Okay.
So you guys make it to the stable. It's an unmanned stable, so it's kind of just stable your own horse kind of deal.
All right.
So if you want, you can hop off and you can tie your horses up.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Killian hops off his horse and ties his horse up.
As does Zephyr.
Yeah, and Charles will get off his, and
I'll do my best. I might need help tying it off.
Killian starts to just moving down the line and just checking everyone's knots and essentially moves his, almost as it could be perceived as rudely, grabs the rope from Kadir's hand and quickly ties a securing knot.
Good.
An impatient move from him.
Yep. And then Charles will point you towards the tower. And again, that's building 1 right here, that red building.
Okay.
So you all want to head over to the Wizard's Tower?
Yes.
Or not the Wizard's Tower,
Yeah.
the Researcher's Tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
First things first, we got to see if they're still here.
All right. Grab you guys from.
So is this like the front door area, I take it?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, Hein, as we get up onto the property of the tower,
Yep.
can I use a nature check to see just how long ago the tracks that were left by these guys was?
You could do a survival check.
Okay, I have that as well.
Yep.
So a d20.
Yep. Go ahead and roll d20.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Plus 3.
Okay. So it looks like there are some footprints that look like they're somewhat fresh coming going into and out of the tower. The door itself is open. But it's hard to tell exactly how long it may have been. Some of the tracks are, it's pretty dry and packed dirt, so there's not anything that's like super indicative of something that's, somebody that's been here recently.
I guess I'm gonna ask Killian if he thinks he should take a look and obviously this tower has windows, yeah, or no?
There's small little window slits throughout throughout the entire tower.
So I propose that you, Killian, take a gander around the slits of the tower itself, and see if you can hear or see anything inside.
Okay. So that would be a perception, right?
Yeah, go ahead and
Before you go
Okay.
up there, I'll cast guidance on you as well.
Okay.
At a D4.
All right. Do you want me to? So before I do this, is the front door open?
It does appear to be slightly open. Yes.
Okay. So along with kind of checking what's available to us as far as the windows and the door appears to be, I don't know, let's say open for maybe a foot.
Yeah.
I'd like to use the perception to kind of like gain what I could see, looking in before we make entry, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yep. So you can move over to the door. And because as you were approaching, what you noticed was there seemed like there was a distinct lack of windows on the first floor.
Okay.
And the windows themselves, they were really only like openings in the stone tower,
like slits of windows.
kind of like slits, bigger than arrow slits. So the windows, aren't designed to be defensive.
Okay.
But they're like encircling the tower going up.
Okay.
You get the distinct feeling that there's like probably an outside perimeter staircase, and the core of the tower is probably the rooms themselves.
Okay.
As you look in,
So that'll be a 20 in the D4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
My perception is 6. So do I still need to roll the D4?
Yeah. You want to roll. You want to roll the D4 as well.
Okay. So 14 and 1 plus 6, 21. Right? Is that how that math works?
Sorry. What? You rolled.
So I rolled a
what?
14 on my 20, and I
Yep.
have a plus 6 perception.
Yep.
Oh, but I'm
so,
at a disadvantage though, right? So I can't use that.
Yes. You'll need to roll 2 D20s because everybody is exhausted.
That's correct. Okay, let me do the reroll then.
So roll
Sorry.
another. So just roll another D20.
19 and 12.
Okay. So 12 plus 6 plus the 1.
So 19.
Yep.
So I'm still successful. Nice. Yes.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
So as you look in, that's about what you can see without moving the door.
Okay.
And what you see is you see some potted plants that have been thrown to the ground. You see a carpet that's kind of ruffled up. Looks like somebody's like thrown a bit of it to the side, possibly like somebody was looking for maybe like a hidden a hidden latch under the carpet or something.
Clearly, from what I can see, someone has been here already and
It seems
has
like
caused
that.
chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And however, you can't hear anything.
okay. So Killian is gonna turn back to the group and pretty much, yeah, someone's been here. Charles, I'm sorry, man. Your tower looks really messed up right now. I'm not hearing anything right now. How many floors does this tower have?
He tells you 4.
4. Okay. I am gonna look at the big guy. Hey, Zeph, how do we want to approach this?
I think I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna go into the first floor. If you say that you don't hear anything, I trust you.
Okay. So Killian's gonna step to the side.
Okay. And
Go ahead.
and Zephyr, you kind of you push the door open all the way. You walk in, and you get a quick survey around the room. And this place, this room has been completely tossed.
Mm.
Unfortunately, you don't see anybody right now, and you don't hear anybody.
Okay.
Again, what you see is the carpet itself has been like smushed up to reveal, half of the floor beneath it.
All right,
And
so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna come back out here and I'm gonna say it looks like nobody's here, so we should all go inside at least and get in, inside and out of. It's nighttime at this point, right?
no, it's
morning.
daytime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Morning. Oh yeah, it's dawn. We day
dawn,
now, correct?
yeah.
Yeah, shortly after
We should all
dawn.
get inside and try to pick up, I guess, while I go and investigate the upper floor.
Okay.
And while I'm walking by here, I'm going to kick the carpet back into its original position.
Okay.
So I'm going to head upstairs.
All right. So
Uh.
Charas will filter in as well, and he says, "Oh, those bastards! They ransacked the whole place." And he's
You're
going to
not
start
the
picking up.
over.
And he's going to start picking up some like scrolls and, jars and stuff that have been knocked over from a couple of the tables. So what's everybody else doing?
Killian's gonna kind of hold himself at the front door. More so just in case if, you know, it's more of a tactical, like, you know, an old habit of like covering just in case if these guys return, he's in position to
Okay.
help out.
I'm gonna keep behind Zephyr. I don't want him to get too far away, just in case there are people up there.
Okay. Is anybody drawing weapons, or are you guys just kind of?
I have my hand on my short sword, which is sheathed.
Okay.
Killian will have his main hand ready to pull his dagger.
Okay.
I have my stuff.
Actually, yeah, Killian's gonna be fiddling with his dagger, so he will have it equipped in his main hand.
All right. Yeah, and Zephyr, what you see as you begin walking up the stairs, you know, they're obviously encircling the whole outside perimeter. You do come to a shut door on the second floor, and I'm assuming that Kadiri, you're going to be following beside Zephyr as well.
Yep.
Okay. Here, I'll move you there. Oop.
All right. So now I'm in front of this closed door. What can I do about listening, like putting my ear to the door and listening for any shuffling or anything like that?
Yep, that's just going to be a perception check.
Okay.
It will be at disadvantage.
So I roll
Again,
2.
yep. So you'll roll 2 and you'll take the lowest.
I can put my arm on his shoulder and give him the guidance.
Does that require verbal components?
It does. I have to
Okay.
whisper.
Okay. 2 d20s. 6 and an 18.
Okay. So you'll take the 6 and then add your perception bonus.
That's 1.
Okay.
And the D4.
So, and then a D4, yes, because you do have guidance.
Okay. D4. A 3. So +1 +3, that's 10.
Okay. You listen at the door for a few moments, and you think you hear something, but as the sound's kind of bouncing, you know, off the stone coming up towards you, you realize what you hear is Chara's kind of mumbling to himself about you know, some of this these papers were decades old. I can't believe they ruined these.
Killian hears that.
Well, yes. Well, or sorry, Zephyr. That's what Zephyr and Kadira hear.
Okay.
Upstairs. You obviously also hear that, Killian, because Charles is in the room with you.
Okay.
Okay. So I realized that the sound came from below.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't hear it. You don't hear anything in this room.
So I don't hear anything. I'm going to. Is the door firmly locked, or not locked but closed?
It seems like it's completely shut.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the doorknob and creak it open slowly.
Okay.
Do I have to roll anything for that?
I mean, are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just trying to?
I'm trying to be stealthy. I'm trying to open it slowly.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, but that'll be at disadvantage as
well. Okay. Oops, that didn't work. Sorry.
That's okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the stealthy one.
Well, I mean, I was a stealthy one, and I still woke up the old man with the crossbow. I wasn't at disadvantage.
And saying that he was trying to turn it super slow, I wouldn't try to whisper any words of magic because it might give him away.
Yeah. So as you move open the door, it you were trying to like, keep it really moving really slow, and it seemed like it was like stuck for a second, and you were pushing on it, and all of a sudden the door swings open, and you see 3 individuals standing in the room with weapons drawn. And at this point, we will roll initiative.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
And
what do I roll for that?
let me reveal that. So everyone is going to roll d20,
A single d20.
a
Are we at
single
disadvantage though?
d20. This is a ability check.
Oh,
Right? So roll 2d20 and then take the lowest result and then add your dexterity modifier, which is what you usually add to your initiatives.
oh, so I hit initiative twice because it was at disadvantage, but it looks like turn order grabbed my most recent one, but at disadvantage it would be a 13, not a 19. I don't know how that's that. Oh, the magic.
Yep, I can edit it. And then let me see. Can I?
Would I actually be proxied to that? Because I'm
Oh,
on the
yes.
first floor.
Yep.
Okay.
You are in there. I'm gonna add you, and I'm gonna add.
Is Char's fighting this as well?
He is not going to engage. No.
Okay.
He is not a
researcher.
combatant.
He's a non-combatant. Gotcha.
So do your roll, Nick.
It would be me, or is it you?
You
It
guys,
doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. All right.
you guys both roll, and then let me know what your initiatives are.
I do my dexterity, my initiative bonus, or my dexterity bonus.
Your initiative bonus. Which is...
So +3, that would be 20.
Okay. All right.
That would be for Killian, not Zephyr.
Oh, yep. And then Zephyr, what did you get?
19 and a 7.
Yep. So what's your initiative bonus?
It's 2. Oh wait, no.
Okay.
Yep, it's 2.
All right. So you're sitting at a 9. And then these guys.
Man, these rolls are shit.
That disadvantage fucking sucks.
These guys got an 18. So that said,
Jesus, I'm dead.
Did that just mess them up?
Yeah, it's showing for me. It's showing Zephyr with 20 and me and Killian with 9.
Okay. Zephyr has the 9.
Yep.
You have. There we go. Okay. So Killian, it's to you.
Okay. Since I am at the front door, how far of distance is it from me to Zephyr and Kadira?
Well, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
I can only move 30 feet at a time, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna have to spend my time moving to you.
So you can take your move. Which will let you move 30 feet.
Uh-huh.
And then you can take an action to dash, which will let you move an additional 30 feet.
Okay.
So hearing the excited, oh shit, there's guys up here, maybe from
yeah, so Killian doesn't know what's going on right now, so I guess I'm still fiddling with my knife.
Well, Zephyr can shout down to you that there's actually guys here.
Oh, I
So-
probably shrieked as well.
Guys.
Yeah.
You shrieked.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So with the so then I guess I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna move to the, I guess, the bottom of the steps, and then I'm gonna attempt to dash like right up to the doorway.
Yeah, let's see. We've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can move to like right here. So you can get about halfway up the stairs.
Okay, so that'll put me like right here, right, or right here.
Yeah, we'll put you right there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I get within earshot, and I'm like, "What the hell's?" Killian's like, "What's going on up there?"
All right. Gets up.
I'll yell down, not yell, but I'll let him know down the hallway that we got three guys inside.
Okay.
All right.
Since that's like the whole turn of Killian, right? Like he can't do. Can I, at the end of that, can I equip my short sword?
Yes. So
Okay.
the way that drawing weapons works is you can draw or stow one weapon as like a free action.
Okay.
And you can do that while you're moving. You can do it as part of an attack.
Okay.
So yeah, as you're running up
as
the
I'm
stairs.
visualizing, I'm already holding my dagger in my main hand. So at that point, I'll pull my short sword to my offhand.
Okay.
Which would put me in the dual wielding state. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. And you could have had your dagger in your offhand because that's usually what.
Well, I was just trying to stick to what I was fiddling with my dagger in my main hand, anyways. So it was kind of
okay.
like.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
So Zephyr, as you've swung the door open, these guys actually heard you outside. They've already drawn weapons, and two of these guys have moved, or do move, right next to you as you've swung the door open, and they're going to take swings at you with daggers that they've got equipped.
Okay.
And what's your AC right now?
18.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
So is he fully in the room, or is he like in the doorway?
I'm
He's
in the doorway.
he's in the doorway.
Slammed open.
Okay. So like, are these guys like shoulder to shoulder, like
yeah,
kind of
they're
like they're like glunks, kind of like unintentionally fighting each other to swing at Zephyr right now?
No, they're in their
Or are they
own
unified? Okay.
They're in their own 5-foot space. They've both got, like, one's in front and one's off to the side.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kadira, what's your AC? 12?
12.
And then Killian, what was yours?
14.
So they're taking 2 swipes at you, Zephyr. Their daggers. First one's gonna miss. And the second one is gonna hit. Me being unprepared, I didn't have my D4 out. But you're only gonna take 2 points of piercing damage. So the one right in front of you stabs out and finds, just a bit of exposed skin on your wrist as you were pushing the door open, and they caught you by surprise. The other one, though, has a light crossbow that he's going to fire at you. But that's also going to miss. So the bolt kind of sails wide over your head and impacts the stone wall right next to Kadira's face. And
Jesus.
that was
Damn.
them. And Kadira, it's to you.
I will step forward just a couple spaces, and I want to send a sorceress blast at that one directly in front of me, the one with the crossbow, like crossbows.
The one that's in front of you is not the one with the crossbow. The one with the crossbow is the one
one,
that's...
yeah, he's deep in the room.
off to the side.
Okay. But
Um,
I think from that angle, can I get at both of them?
Uh,
Oh, sorry. The one deep in the room is a crossbow. Okay, I'll just shoot
Yeah.
it at the one directly right in front. Yep.
So he does have a little bit of cover because he's behind a desk. So I'll say that he's got some. He's probably got
No, she
He's got
changed her target back to the one that's standing off
Oh,
canter
did-
in
oh,
front of Zephyr. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I thought the one that those two both of the ones that are closest, one of those had a crossbow. Yeah, I want to do the one straight in front of Zephyr. Yeah.
Okay. So what was your? Okay. So
The
you had
standard roll is a 21. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that will hit.
Okay,
So-
and then I will send cold damage at it.
Oof.
Oh, you know what that means.
I do. So why don't you explain it to explain it to the boys what's going on?
What just happened?
So I'm sending a burst of sorceress energy, and I
Okay.
can choose what kind of energy I want, and I'm going to choose cold because I obviously don't want to light anything important in here on fire or poison it or ruin it. So with this sorceress burst, it's almost like these cold beams of popping energy, and if they're strong enough, they will continue to pop off. So
Okay.
you roll a d6 for the first one, and if you roll a 6, you get to roll another one for extra
Ooh.
damage. So, and if I roll another 6,
Oh, jeez.
No
Oh,
way.
all right.
So does that
I
mean
get
you
to
get another
roll-
one?
Yes.
Yep, I get to roll one more. All right, come on.
14 damage.
Let's go.
Now does this sorcerer's burst along with the frost, does it have like any type of like chain reaction or follow through, or is it more of like an AoE kind of like hit?
It's hitting just the one target that I affected. Just the
Okay.
one
Yeah.
guy.
But the energy that erupts out of Kadira's fingertips as she casts this is so potent, so powerful. It's almost pure unbridled magical power. And she actually has Zephyr. You look to the side because her fingertips are right by your face. You see her entire hand just go stark white and icy, and you almost think that she's going to get frostbite immediately on her hands. And just waves of cold energy emanate from her finger and just hit this bandit in the chest, blast after blast after blast. And that's the part that is a little unnerving to you. It's almost like Kadira didn't even intend to do that. But the damage is so powerful that it freezes him in place, and the last blast actually impacts him as he's frozen solid, and he shatters.
Oh,
Nice.
I thought me severing a dude's head halfway off was bad.
I can't believe you rolled
Well
two 6s on your first use of that attack.
So
Gotta test it
the
out.
brightness of this magic, would it essentially like it lit up like the whole stairway, like the whole room and everything?
There wasn't really any light that occurred from
Any
it.
light?
It was
Okay.
more of it was more of just
Like a deep
Just-
glow.
just a massive wave of just cold energy.
Okay.
Zephyr definitely got a chill
Okay.
from that. And you, as you look into the guy's eyes right in front of you, he's immediately concerned for his safety.
He should be.
Yeah.
But I am also concerned for my safety, and I'm going to back up. So I went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll just kind of get around that. So then also Killian's got room to get around me.
Okay.
That's it. That's my turn.
All right. And Zephyr, it is to you.
Okay. I
This
don't think I
guy-
have any fancy abilities.
You
This-
got grapple, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Hein.
Oh
Shoot
no,
this guy.
yeah, this guy to the left, he is now dead. Dead.
Okay, so I've
Uh,
only got to worry about this guy on my right and an exploded corpse to my left and the ranger in the back.
Yep.
All right. So he has a dagger and he swiped and missed on me, correct?
That's correct.
She retaliated, blew up his friend, and I will make an attempt to grapple him.
Okay.
He has a dagger and I'm clad in armor.
All right. So, with grapple, what you will do is this will be a contested athletics check. So
Okay.
you're going to roll athletics.
Two d20s.
And yeah, whatever your grappler feat gives you for a bonus is
Okay.
what does the grappler feat do again?
It just says advantage on attacks against creatures you grapple. Can use an action to pin the creature.
Okay. So because you're exhausted, the disadvantage or the advantage from the grappler will be negated by your
But
by
I can
your
still
exhaustion.
pin.
But you'll just roll regular to make the grapple it. Yep. So go ahead
So what am I
and
rolling?
you're going to roll a athletics check to make the grapple attempt.
There we go.
So you'll just take that first one because again, you're not at because you're exhausted, you won't have advantage on the grapple.
Right.
So
Okay.
so then you just add your athletics to that 14.
And my athletics is +3.
Okay, so you got a 17 total?
Yep.
Okay. Well, he rolled pretty good as well. However, you're able to get his arm in a locked position under your armpit. So you kind of grab his arm, pull him towards you, and then spin him around and put him in a bit of a chokehold. And now you've pretty much got a human shield.
Yes, that was exactly what I was intending for.
So I'm going to give you pretty much 3/4 cover from the guy with the crossbow if he attempts to shoot at you again. But in addition, what else is your grapple? You've got him. You've got him pinned. Well, he's not on the ground, so I'm not going to say he's not necessarily pinned.
I've just got a hold of him just now. I haven't taken action to pin him yet.
Yep. So,
so I have him secured in my arms, correct? Like I have him in a chokehold?
yep.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag him and walk backwards, if that's possible, down the staircase.
So
Can I
while
take him
you're
down?
while you're grappled, you're both
Okay. You can't
restrained,
move.
which
Okay.
means that your speed is 0. Yeah.
I will just hold him in place and stare at the archer.
Okay.
And I've disarmed him, have I, or no?
He's still got his blade. But you have a feeling that if he were to try to attack you with it, he would have a very difficult time doing so.
Okay. So I guess I will just end my turn there with him grappled and staring at the archer.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Move you back.
So
All right.
like right here? Or
No, right where you were. Yep.
Okay.
So, Killian, we're back up to you in initiative.
Okay. So measuring this out, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but it looks
What's
like
a
it's
25?
You could get to the doorway. We're gonna because you can move diagonal. So we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you can pretty much get to the doorway.
Okay. So can I make movement to the doorway, and then will my dash get me in melee range of this crossbow guy?
Yes, it would.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna move up the stairs. Oh shit, my bad. I'm gonna move up the stairs, work my way past Kadira and Zephyr's little love quarrel. As I make it to the doorway, I'm gonna see the exploded Frost body, and Killian's gonna kind of like make a, you know, a little joke, like, you know, little overkill there. And then I'm going
Chill
to
out.
Yeah, chill out. Yeah.
I'll just shrug.
Dropping a little wink to Kadira, kind of showing that he approves of
Your
what she
dick's
did.
small.
And then I'm going to dash to get within melee range of this crossbow guy.
Okay. I gotta pay attention to the what I'm actually streaming, because I just realized I didn't have it on where the action
I was going to say something, but I thought you were like, you know, covering up some DM stuff that you didn't want us to see.
So what I've got is I've got 2 instances of Roll20 open, and I'm in one as a player and one as a DM. So
Your dick small. Fuck
I
you.
can stream what a player would see. I
Okay.
got to make sure that I
Gotcha.
keep an eye on it.
Okay.
So
So-
if you keep me honest about that, I'll appreciate it.
Okay. Yep. So yeah. So I'm gonna dash. Now, does that put me directly in front of him,
It will.
or can it put me, or will my dash give me enough range to put me
You could go
on
to the
his
side of him.
on his offside?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no real flanking mechanic in D&D, so even if you get behind somebody,
Well,
you wouldn't-
I'm more so don't want to be in the way for if he survives attack or anything like that.
Gotcha.
I want Kadira to be able to have line of sight on him.
Okay.
Now, after my dash, I don't get to do an attack, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
The dash uses your action, which would normally be reserved for your attack action.
Okay. So yeah, so I put myself into the crossbow with inside his range, so he's gonna have a hard time with me.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm kind of done. Gonna look at the guy and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Well, he immediately turns, surprised at your speed and quickness and the ability to close that distance. And he's going to drop his light crossbow to the ground and pull out a scimitar that's equipped at his side.
Okay.
And he's going to take a swing at you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, 9's not going to hit.
And these guys are all like regular human thugs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They're humans. They appear to be wearing some, not too fancy leather armor. Nothing kind of outlandish about their getup. And so he's going to miss. He kind of swings wildly over your head as you slide in right next to him. And then the one that is restrained right now by Zephyr, he's going to try and like swing his arm like kind of limply at your back, trying to find any place that he can shove this blade. But he's going to do so at disadvantage. And
Oh,
and he
so
rolls
his
net-
weapon, so his main arm is unsecure.
No, so the way that grappling works is when you grapple and restrain somebody, they still can attack you. What
Okay.
happens is you both get the restrained. Well, sorry, in terms of what Zephyr has, that grapple ability, it allows him to restrain and pin somebody. And what that does is that puts the restrained state on both of them, which means neither of them can move until one of them has broken that grapple.
Okay.
He can still attack though, because he hasn't been disarmed. However, because he's being restrained, they're pretty much like in a big bear hug.
Just like
So
he's annoyingly
imagine,
like poking it.
yeah.
Like, leave me alone.
imagine if your big brother put you in a headlock and then shoved one of your arms under his armpit.
Yeah.
You could still like maneuver your arm. You could flap
Move
it
in for a wet
wildly.
lily, you know?
Yeah, and he has his dagger in that hand, and he's trying to He's more like really just like lightly caressing Zephyr's chainmail with it is what's happening.
It's like he's in freak out stage right now. He doesn't know what to do. He's just wildly letting it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's clear that he's not really a threat because
Okay.
he rolled a nat 1 trying to stab you. And all you hear is just like the chinking of the knife dragging against the chainmail. Yeah. So with that, that's their turn. So Kadira, to you.
I will.
I think
I'm gonna move forward.
Kadira just missed, or just went missing from the turn of order.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think I clicked the wrong thing. So okay, good.
there we go. There we go. I'm gonna dip over. Well, if I come right here, do I have a line of sight on the guy over by Killian or here? I wonder if that
I'd
might
say
help.
you can probably even make it in there.
Yeah, you could
Just like
probably
Killian
like
did.
stand over the freshly corpse that you made.
Because the guy that Zephyr's holding, is he able? Like, does he look like he's got a free hand to swipe out at me if I walk by him?
No, the dagger's under my arm, and he's attempting to stab me with it. He can't reach.
He
Okay.
potentially could, as you guys are struggling
Good.
in the doorway. So
So the dash
Whenever
saved me from being able to attack me.
he didn't. I chose not to take the attack against
Okay.
you. So anytime you move past an enemy, if you enter their space,
Oh,
or
yeah,
if
they
you're
get to
in
hit
their
you.
space and you leave it, they can take an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, an opportunity. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so I see that. And then from here, do you think I could shoot out at the one next to Killian?
You'd probably want to take a. Oh, at Killing, yeah, you could definitely take a shot at
Okay.
him. He's got a little cover from behind that bookshelf that he's standing right
Okay.
next to. Well, it's more like a big table with a bunch of scrolls and stuff on it, but he'd just be a little harder to hit.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna send a blast of ice, a burst of ice out that way.
Some PTSD is kicking in for Killian right now. Yeah.
So that's a 15 on the low end, and then
That 15 will miss.
okay.
Oh boy.
Hey,
All right, Kadira, anything else you wanna do?
oh, I'm gonna dip back behind that wall.
Okay.
So
Zeph-
I obviously have to keep. I want to keep it honest. If she missed, is Killian within for that particular spell? Is he within range of being hit or no?
No.
Okay.
There's no real effects like having to worry about hitting somebody that's like in melee combat with one of your ranged targets.
Okay. Only if it's
Yeah,
like an AOE attack or something like that.
If it was an AOE attack, you would definitely yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So Kadira's moved back out of line of sight from the bandits, and
Yeah,
Zephyr.
Dira's wearing a dress. She's not built for combat.
Gotcha.
All right,
So-
so
Zephyr, it's to you.
can I move at all, or I have to pin him? That's the only option.
So you currently have a speed of 0 while you are
Okay.
grappling.
I will.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. So you had him grappled. He was not yet restrained.
No, just in my arms.
Oh, then you would have been able to move him.
Okay,
Oh, so
that's fine. Let's just say I opted to not move him though, just so I
Yeah.
could use him as a barrier so everybody can enter the room.
Sure. Yep. Love it.
Before Zephyr takes any type of action, Killian kind of yells across the room to him like, "Hey, we should keep one of these guys alive."
That's what I'm doing. I don't want to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take him into the hallway and pin him to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But the issue he is here is if I miss the pin, if I fail, then he has opportunity to attack me or Kadira. But I don't think we have to worry about that because she has initiative over him. So
yeah, Killian can look at Zephyr and with like an arrogant look, he pretty much says, I'll take care of this guy.
so I'm gonna move this guy into the hallway. I'm gonna go like right here. So now I'm behind the wall, I guess. Does that make sense? Or do you want me to move like here?
yeah, I'd say move probably a little further away from.
So okay,
Oh, you
let me
didn't.
see
Yeah,
what
you
that
don't need
distance
necessarily
was.
go that far.
Okay.
But
I'll put.
yeah,
Where do you want me? Like right
because
here?
you wanted to move him away from Kadira too, right?
Yeah, I don't want him to be over near her. I want to try to restrain him. And now I'm going to attempt to pin him to the wall.
Okay, so now you'll have now you'll make another contested athletics check. So he is attempting to fight your grapple.
Could Kadira yell any type of guidance to him during this?
I have to be able to touch him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it has to be a full action to be able to do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I just fucking failed the pin.
So what's your total? Because you do add your
4
athletics.
plus 3.
Okay. So you got a 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you are able to successfully pin him.
Oh my god.
Even in your
So I guess my question is he rolled a 7, so obviously we can't see there. Technically that thug has to roll to stop the pin as well.
So whenever you make a grapple or you attempt to make a grapple, it's a contested check, which means that he also rolls. So Zephyr is rolling athletics because the person attempting to make the grapple always rolls with athletics.
Okay.
The person attempting to not be grappled can either choose to do athletics or acrobatics to avoid the grapple.
Okay.
So I rolled for the bandit to try to avoid being pinned down with the second grapple.
Okay.
The other thing too, remember,
doesn't his
Zach,
grapple have +2 as well?
You have advantage on you have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you're grappling.
Okay.
Not the actual grapple.
It's not a bonus action, is it? The pin.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
not.
I'm stuck. I can't attack yet. He's just pinned.
Yep. So now at this point, both of your speeds are 0. Along with that grapple condition, there is the restrained condition, which your grapple applies.
That's where the +2 comes in.
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
The creature also has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Now, because of the grappler feat, you technically are both restrained. So that condition applies to both.
I can't move as long as I pinned him to that wall. I'm stuck here.
Yep.
Okay. Which is fine. That's what I want. And then once we dispatch the guy inside, we can interrogate this motherfucker.
Hopefully.
Okay. So.
And I end my turn.
All right, Killian, it's to you.
All right. Keeping up with my arrogant ways. Killian's gonna look at this guy, give him a little wink, and so is that my dexterity, right? And give me.
Well, what were you doing?
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
I'm dual wielding right now, so I can attack him with both, right?
So you can attack him with both, but we're going to redo this roll because you can't roll the 2 weapon damages, or you can't make the 2 weapon attacks at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because one of them is your offhand weapon, and you're not going to be able to apply your bonus damage to it So you want to make each attack roll separately for right now.
Okay. All right. So I will attack with
And
my
you're-
main hand, which is holding my dagger right now.
Yep. So go ahead and roll the d20 for that.
2 d20s, right? Because I'm at disadvantage.
Nope, you're not at disadvantage on weapon attacks. It's just skill. It's just skill checks because you're exhausted.
Okay. So
A
that is a
9.
9, and that would be my attack bonus plus 5, right? Or my dexterity. Okay.
It's gonna be your attack bonus.
So it's gonna be 14.
Yep, that will hit.
Okay. And then, so I would roll my d4 for the damage applied.
Yep, you'll roll a d4 and then you'll add your ability bonus.
Okay.
Which is
Plus
probably
3.
your
So 3 plus
6.
3 would be 6 piercing.
okay. And then now you can make your short sword attack,
Okay.
which is in your offhand. So this is making a bonus attack.
Okay. So it's gonna be 12. And do I use my attack bonus on that as well, or no?
You still use you always use your attack bonus.
Okay.
Yep, it's
So it'll
just
be
your
17.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. And then, so this d6 will just be whatever the number shows without the.
Just a-
Okay.
Yep, that's correct.
And then that will be 3.
Okay.
So you
All
did
right.
9 damage.
I did 9 damage to him.
Not bad.
Good job.
Does piercing? So what is? I guess what does piercing mean in
Piercing's just
this
the
world?
piercing's just the type of damage. So that weapon, you're primarily stabbing people with it.
Okay.
Slashing weapons are going to be weapons that cut. So usually your long swords,
Okay.
your scimitars, and then bludgeoning damage is like your clubs and your maces and your warhammers and stuff.
Okay.
Your flails too, Bob. I know you're watching. And it just some enemies have resistances or vulnerabilities to certain damage types.
Okay.
Humans generally die to everything.
Gotcha.
So this guy though is not giving up the fight, and he's going to take another swing at you.
Even with the 9 damage. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
All right, and your AC is 15.
14.
So 14. So he is going to hit.
Oh no. And what does he hit me with? A short sword?
He's slashing out at you with a scimitar.
Oh, the scimitar. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. And he's going to cut you for 5 slashing damage.
Oh
Ew.
shit. So that puts me down to 4.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
And you can mark that directly on your token too.
Do I put the 4 in the red area, or is there like a minus?
You put the 4. Yeah, if you double click your token, you can put the 4 in that little.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So
Bar.
4 there. Save. There we go. All right. So Killian kind of winces from that slash. Kind of
Ouch.
looks towards the doorway.
Where is she?
And kind of lets out like a little like sarcastic remark of yeah, any day now.
All right. Kadira, it's to you.
And Zephyr, you wanted to keep that guy alive, right?
Yes, now you may safely enter the room without this man hampering you.
Okay. I
Gonna
will.
give up that advantaged attack?
No, that's nice. It's good. I thought about going up there to shock and grasp it. I don't want to kill it, and I don't know how far. I don't know how much damage he's taken. There's no such thing as non-lethal magic damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Getting up.
And I think, yeah, I think right there. Am I at risk of being touched by him?
Oh yeah, you're within melee attack range.
Damn. Okay, so maybe I'll go right here. Okay. I'm like, I don't need any swords poking any more holes in this dress. I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna try to target him with a sorceress first.
Yep.
And so I've got all of my attacks built out in Roll20. So it rolls always at advantage, but on the right hand side, if it's just a regular roll, we just take the first one, and then if it's disadvantage advantage, you use both. So that's an 11 to hit.
Okay, that's gonna miss.
Oh no.
It's unfortunate. And then as a bonus action, I will look to that bloody stab wound in Killian's body and cast healing word to him. Can't die yet. I still need your love. And then I believe 7 points of healing.
Oh, that brings me right back up to.
Yep.
Does that give me? It just gives me back to straight 9, right?
It just brings you to your max. Yep.
Okay.
There
So
are
I
ways
move
to get temporary hit points
15.
that can bring you above your max total.
What did you
And then I'm
cast
gonna
on him?
healing word.
So Killian's gonna pop back up, kind of feeling a little bit refreshed, and he's gonna say thanks. At least you didn't miss that one.
Okay. Adira, so we're back to Zephyr.
Do I have to do anything to keep restraining him?
Not to maintain the pin, no.
Okay,
Nope.
let's get my turn.
Okay. Killian,
All right.
back to you.
Killian becomes quite arrogant again instead of being humbled, and he's ready for round 2. So he's gonna move to do the same attack combo. He's gonna start with the dagger again, and roll 20. Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no!
What was that about missing?
Exhaustion.
Yeah. So he gets a 6.
Nope. It's gonna miss. A nat 1 will always miss.
Oh no! Always miss. Okay.
Just
so
like
then,
a 20 will always hit.
So Killian lunges out with his dagger, not realizing and humbling himself a little bit. He's still kind of healing from that scimitar slash. Kind of falls off to the side and misses this thug that's standing in front of him.
Oh, my, how the tables have turned.
Looking up at the thug, he kind of winks a little bit and draws his short sword. That'll be 15.
Okay, that'll hit.
So, and then that's a D6.
Yep.
Oh, god damn.
I saw that 6.
I hope this guy only had 1 point of life left.
Well, you get a very, it's not a lot of damage, but you cut him across the bit of the exposed skin on his side, and he winces in pain. And he says, "I'm not done yet." And he's gonna move to make another attack at you.
Zephyr's in the hallway going, "What's happening?"
Yep. And he's gonna hit you again.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. Well, this time he only does 3 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and he's going to try and run. So as he starts running,
Does that trigger me to attack him again?
you can use your reaction,
Okay.
which everyone gets 1 reaction a turn rotation.
Okay.
You can use your reaction to attempt to stab him as he turns to run.
Okay. Yeah. Killian's gonna be like, where do you think you're going?
Yep.
You
go
said you
ahead.
weren't done. So that's a D20.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your damage.
So that
Although-
would be with my dagger, right?
You could attack. You could say which one you want to attack with. Doesn't have to be your main hand.
Is it just flat damage? Like, so if I use my dagger, do I
If you
use my?
If you use your dagger, you would get your bonus.
Okay. I'm gonna like grab onto him, and I'm gonna attempt to put this dagger in his back.
He's gonna fucking prison shank this guy.
Yeah. So that's a D4, and that's gonna be 6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna proceed to put him into a Swiss cheese state.
Yep. So how do you want to do this?
So he's already started the run, right?
He turned.
Uh-huh.
You thought he was gonna stay for the full engagement. Like he's like, this guy just said, I'm not done yet. You were expecting, man, this guy is gonna unleash a fury on me.
Uh-huh.
And he stabbed you once, and then as you winced from the pain, he turned to run. His cloak kind of furled up in your face, and
I'm gonna reach out and grab his cloak.
Yep.
And during my chaos, I'm gonna lose sight of what we're trying to accomplish. And I'm going to take this dagger, and I'm going to is this action going to kill him?
Yeah.
I'm going to
he had 1 hit point.
Okay. I'm going to viciously dispatch him in the middle of the floor by stabbing him numerously times.
Sheesh. Like right in the chest. So you like
no, it's gonna be like kidney, lower back rib
okay.
area.
Should have
And
threw a
then
knife at him, Jason Statham style.
and then it's gonna be like in between the second and third rib, as I pull him close
Okay.
with a little twist.
He's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So you pull him close and then just start stabbing him in the back.
Yeah.
And he tries to draw his last breath, and you just hear and he drops to the ground dead. And blood just starts spilling out of at least 10 different dagger wounds.
Yes.
Okay. The other guy is still up, and he's going to attempt to break free because he just heard, although he couldn't see it, he's pretty sure he knows what just happened. It's not that far away. So he's gonna attempt to break your grapple.
Okay.
Zephyr. So go ahead and give me a so let me make sure that I'm reading this right. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature grappling. Yep. So this is going to be another contested check. So for you, you're going to roll 2d20 and take the lowest on the athletics check.
Yeah, he can suck my butt.
Oh, baby. Let's go.
Okay. He tries to get out. He's been struggling this whole time, and you just kind of feel a defeated slump as this guy is just like, I can't do anything about my predicament.
All right.
And we're going to move out of combat at the time because he has now dropped his dagger that he was holding on to. And he is now pleading for his life.
Okay.
So he says, please just let me go. I don't even really know these guys. They brought me in just to go sneak into get into this tower. Chara's sensing that the excitement of what's just transpired has made his way up to the top of the landing, and looks in at his one of his studies, and is shocked by the bloodshed and the now melting human icicle chunks. And with this guy that is in like the arm bar of all time, like completely pretzeled up in the hallway.
This fucking 6'3" behemoth. Kind of like holding him up by one arm, like
His like the guy is like standing upright, but somehow his head is popping out from behind his knees, and Zephyr's like leg is wrapped around his arms and chest. And Chara says, "Well, it seems like we did hire the right people for this." But as he surveys the room, Charas notices that none of these three individuals are the individuals that they saw, that he or Kadira saw at the tavern. And on that, we'll end it.
Okay.
oh, I need more silver.
So you said they weren't the ones from where?
From the inn.
The ones we've been
When-
the second
okay.
group that we're tracking now.
Yep, the one that actually took the key from Charas to get into the tower.
Okay. I've been summarizing this whole thing.
I've been watching you
Awesome.
summarize it.
Maybe you'll like to read it back sometime, Hein.
Shauna does that too. Shauna takes notes. She's got, like, on a couple of our longer campaigns, she has hundreds of pages of notes.
I've been referencing you almost verbatim.
Oh,
I feel
cool.
like a court stenographer.
Nice. I could also admittedly probably turn dictate on for OneNote, because I read most
And
of.
do voice dictation.
Yeah, I should probably do that if we're gonna keep doing this.
I take cliff notes. Group gets the tower at disadvantage, finds 3 thugs. Kadira dispatches 1 thug with Frost, and Killian mutilates another thug.
I'm over here. Killian rolls a 1d20 for attack, landing a 10. Landing his attack with his short sword. Killian rolls a 1d6 for damage, landing a 1. The damage is not enough to dispatch the opponent.
Jeez.
Zephyr
Well,
pretzels a dude.
when when the AI video gets good enough, we can take that whole thing and we can plug it in and have them make a
There you go. Make a fucking
movie
movie.
on it.
Yeah, cool.
So, you can also, you'll spend a few minutes walking around the rest of the tower. The rest of the tower, same thing, upstairs. Also,
More thugs?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
empty. Yeah, emptied, but also in just total chaos. Everything's knocked over. Charas is kind of taking, taking up a list of everything that's actually missing, and when we meet next time, he will probably have some more information on exactly what may have been stolen or what's missing, and we can handle the interrogation of this thug at that time.
All right.
Excellent.
Killian's obviously gonna have to roll for how successful he was during this phase of getting little trinkets from around the tower.
Yeah, let's give a fucking round of applause for nuking one guy right off the bat.
I know. Kadira
Christ.
overkill.
He's like, oh, hey,
That's how
buddy, boom.
sorcerers are.
Fucking dispatched him immediately.
My guy's like, so like my guy is stoic, okay, Shauna. So like my guy's probably like, what the fuck, like even he's kind of taken aback. Like he just watched a man just get blasted into ice shards in 2 seconds, and then I don't know. I think I did a pretty good job subduing the last guy. My whole point the entire time was to keep him alive so we could get some information out of him because we need to know where
Yep.
they're going.
Yeah,
Mission accomplished.
yeah. I was on the same
Well done.
page. That's really good.
Yep.
Send in my assassin to go take care of the archer. God, that dude had fucking dodge 100.
I know, right?
He's over there dodging everything Shauna sends at him, dodging the dagger swipes. I'm like, damn. My dude's in the hallway like, what's going on in there?
He's like looking at Zephyr like, my guy's gonna fuck your guys up. You don't know who you're messing with. Now Killian's drenched in blood.
Well,
So yeah, we'll see what these guys have on them next time, and what other information you can get
you
out of
better
them.
keep those bodies on there, Hein, just because we haven't looted them or nothing yet.
I think
one of them
only
might have a key.
I think only one of them is
Oh, yeah.
lootable. The other
Well,
one's
maybe
like
we can pocket some ice shards or something.
yeah, like one of them.
I will leave them up there so you guys can see where the bodies are. But yeah, for the most part, one of them is
Unlootable.
Unlootable.
Yeah.
well, I'm not going to say that it's unlootable. Like, I mean, most of him is there.
Like his upper torso is completely gone. Like his it's like his from his waist down is like maybe we can see if there's a pouch there or something.
We'll see if
I
they.
love how I love how I'm like creaking the door open and it goes so bam, and there's three guys like, huh? And I'm like, oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they heard you outside, so they were being really quiet.
They heard Shauna whisper guidance to me.
Yep.
That did help. That did help.
Help them or
You
help
probably
him.
heard my boots clacking up the stairs.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
not exactly a quiet individual, I suppose.
Yep. And Chara's ruffling stuff up downstairs.
Screaming
so-
downstairs, yeah.
No, they've destroyed my tower. They're like, well, they're here.
Get ready, boys. That was awesome. I had fun.
That was cool.
All right. Well,
All right.
I'm gonna end the stream.
Same.
If you guys are gonna stick around, I can talk for a few minutes. Otherwise, we'll work to get the next one scheduled.
All right, chat. So yeah. So the adventurers successfully Killian stole horses. Was able to get his party members to the tower with Charas and Kadira. Currently right now there's needs to have a big rest. So that's probably going to be the next time. But we'll see.